Be afraid of the left. Be afraid of MS-13. Be afraid and vote for Republicans. Well, according to a draft copy of a Department of Homeland Security report, there are very real lethal threats that American citizens face on a regular basis. Unfortunately, it's not Russian misinformation, as the establishment Democrats want you to think. It's not MS-13 or Antifa, as Republicans want you to think. The number one persistent lethal threat to American citizens, and I say that way because that's how they phrased it, persistent lethal threat to American citizens is white supremacists. White supremacists here in the United States, according to the Department of Homeland Security, are the number one greatest threat to your very existence. Meaning, out of all the other groups in this country, out of all of the foreign groups, including those foreign terrorist groups, you're still far more likely to be killed by a homegrown white supremacist than anyone else. This is not the first report in recent years that has said this either. This is consistent. As they put it, this is persistent. That white supremacists pose such a massive threat to our very way of life here in the United States. And they will continue to do so, according to this report, throughout at least the early part of 2021, if not further down the road. But what's interesting is the fact that they're a greater threat to us than all of the other groups that Republicans have been telling us to be afraid of for over 20 years. You know, look back at 2004, the election. 2004, Bush versus Kerry. We had the Bush administration, the Republicans, the Fox Newses, and the Rush Limbaughs telling us that if we vote for John Kerry, Al-Qaeda is going to come over here. Al-Qaeda is going to view us as weak. They're going to attack us because they know John Kerry and the liberals, they're too soft. They're not going to do anything. So we will be at the mercy of Al-Qaeda if John Kerry wins. 2008, same thing. John McCain out there saying Barack Obama was soft. He was weak. We're going to be at the mercy of these foreign terrorists. 2012, similar situation, except then it started to evolve in ISIS. 2016 was all about ISIS and immigrants. Trump decided to throw that in. 2018 was all about the fear of immigrants, and now 2020 is all about the fear of the riots and the protests taking place in less than half dozen American cities. That's not a real threat to you. But white supremacy is. Immigrants, and this is in the report, immigrants are not a big threat to you, but white supremacists are. Terrorists from the Middle East are not a threat to you, but white supremacists are. So it's about time for this administration, for the federal government in general, to start treating these white supremacists and these white supremacist organizations as the threat that they are.